Hi, RedEye. I'm Jay Chandrasekhar.
Hi, RedEye. I'm Kevin Heffernan.
And we're from the film The Babymakers, which is coming out August 3rd in theaters, on iTunes, and on demand.
Check it out, yo.
Sure. There's certainly a very memorable scene in The Babymakers that you're involved in, Kevin, with probably more sperm than anyone has ever seen in one place.
Maybe.
How long did it take to gather all of that?
Well, Chandrasekhar is like a machine. He can pump out a lot of that stuff. So
I have a very ample load.
So how is that, like a day, a month?
what is that for you, Chandrasekhar?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. I mean, you had to shoot the scene close enough to the evacuations so that it stayed fresh.
That was one thing that went through my mind when I saw that scene. I was like, that is still very fresh.
Keep it fresh.
You don't want it
fresh.
rotting.
Would ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the fresh sample room.
Right.
There's a sign on the door. It says fresh sample
Fresh
room.
sample storage.
Yeah, just so you know that it's not frozen or anything. It says fresh. There's a sign.
But the room next door was like discarded too.
No, well, that room next door is where Paul finds his, and it's frozen, right?
Frozen,
so it's different.
yeah.
You know, I mean, those are fresh.
Did you have a better idea than fresh?
No, I like
storage?
it. I love it. Whenever I see it, I laugh. I'm like, oh, that's where they keep the fresh.
I was
samples.
like, well, it's usually frozen. This is the way station room where it goes through here, stored here,
right.
and then
Soon
freeze
to
it.
be frozen.
Well, Kevin, I read that you have a law degree. Is that right?
I do. Yeah.
Do you practice still?
No, I don't.
Do you think you ever will again?
I doubt it, unless things go horribly awry in our film industry.
Well, I was wondering if you ever did practice again, how much you feel like a scene like that could come back to haunt you.
I know. It's like, put it in my commercial. Hire me to be your lawyer. Show me flopping around in semen.
Some people would probably go for that.
They might. I don't know. They might. Oh, that's the guy from Super Troopers. Okay.
Well, how many lawsuits do people bring to lawyers that involve some kind of accident that happened at a sperm bank or something?
Or some sort of fertility issue, perhaps. You know what I mean? I'm the guy. Look at me. I'll get involved in your case intimately.
Well, next week when the movie opens, we got Lollapalooza in Chicago. Why should people go see the Babymakers instead of going to Lala?
More laughs, right? Will Lollapalooza have
In
laughs?
theory.
Right?
In theory.
We don't really know what to expect from Black Sabbath at this point.
We're funnier than Black Sabbath. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's why.
I'll give you that.
That's why.
Was there a thought of putting that as the tagline at some point?
Funnier than Black Sabbath. Not that I don't love Black Sabbath, but
Black Sabbath with Ozzy?
Yeah.
we're still funnier though, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, Ozzy's pretty funny.
He is very funny. Yep.
I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about how funny Lollapalooza might be next
Exactly.
weekend.
Right.
Well, we also have the Olympics starting. If you guys had to participate in an Olympic event, which would you want to
Jay is
choose?
very anti-Olympic, just so you know.
Anti-Olympics? Why?
I think they have a bunch of sports that nobody cares about, and that NBC kind of trumps up this excitement. But look, I'm clearly in the minority here. People get excited about
I'm right there with you.
like learning what a tough road it was for this farm boy to get to the Olympics. I get it, but I wish if I had to be in the Olympics, I suppose I would do the javelin throw.
Why is that?
I don't know, it seems sort of military and crazy. It seems dangerous. Like it could go anywhere.
And that appeals to you?
Particularly with me throwing it. I mean, I've never thrown a javelin, but like, what kind of sport is that? It's hilarious.
An ancient sport, ancient Greece.
It's a hilarious sport.
It's also
still around.
It's a 2,000
Do
year
you
old
still
sport.
do it?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's very difficult to keep up with over the years when the Olympics are not happening, though, I think.
Right. Like, who's your favorite javelin thrower? Nobody.
Javelinist?
Nobody has an answer. Nobody.
True.
Like, if I were in charge of the Olympics, I would probably, try to put something for the javelin guy to aim at, not just length,
Like
but see if
what?
you can spear like something.
Like a swimmer.
Yeah, just get one of those runners out there and see if you can get it. Then that's a sport.
I think that's the way it used to be in ancient Greece. You were naked and you threw javelin at runners.
Naked would do it.
Yeah.
Naked would be exciting.
Yeah.
What about you, Kevin?
I don't know. Archery. I like archery.
Yeah?
That would be kind of fun. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Have a little
Brave.
satchel of sticks on your back.
Yeah, why not? Pooh!
Should that also be something that we get rid of that lame target and use a runner or
We
something?
could. I mean, that's fine with me, but I have no problem with the target,
Who's your favorite archer?
Like an apple. Robin Hood. Love Robin Hood. I think he's representing England this
I
year.
like William Tell.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're out of archers already.
I can do a bunch of them. The girl from Brave.
The girl from Brave. Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Well, Katniss. Everyone's been talking about archery
Yeah,
this year.
Katniss. Yeah, come on, man.
But you're right. It's like choose among the following 5 archers.
That's right.
That you've ever heard of.
You could become the most famous archer if you decided to devote yourself to it.
Become a
Be
good
like,
archer?
fucking Farva's an archer.
Like the Archer comic.
Yeah.
Archer comedian Kevin Heffernan.
Yes.
That'd be pretty cool.
And his partner, the javelinist, Jay
Right,
the
Jay,
javelinist.
the naked javelinist.
Who immediately became the most famous javelinist.
I mean, I could do it overnight.
Right.
Overnight.
I could tweet
But I'll tell
something
you this
out.
though: if you sat on the field next to a javelin thrower,
It would
and
be
you
awesome.
watch him throw that javelin, you'd be like, "Oh my god!"
No, I have no
There's no
doubt
question
about
about
it.
that.
I'm impressed.
Right.
That's why I want to be a javelinist. 'Cause I'm impressed.
Well, maybe you should start with someone who's not as fast as a runner, like
Right, like me.
I like that.
Heffernan, go run around at the end of the field.
Yeah, but then you'd have a bow and arrow and you'd fire that back at me wildly.
To have the events competing against each
Yeah,
other.
javelinist versus archer. That'd be fantastic. That'd be really good.
That would be an Olympics to watch.
I would watch that.
It would. But that's where the Hunger Games came from, I guess, right? Isn't that what the Hunger Games?
Interesting. For the Babymakers, in terms of using some scenes of adult movies, how much do you regret not using Ted Mosby's Sex Architect in there?
Yeah, I know. I should have gotten in there. But like Ted Mosby, Sex Architect, was like the tamest porn movie that you could make.
What was that?
It's the How I Met Your Mother episode I did.
Oh.
And so it's like, 8 o'clock on CBS, yet they had to kind of a porn, so they had to walk a fine line about doing a porn story. But it was still fun. I mean, it was good, but like you could only do certain kind of moaning and things like that. You know what I mean? You couldn't really do anything.
Were you the architect?
I was the porn star, sex architect.
Not just an architect.
Sex architect.
I never
right.
saw that. I've never seen that episode.
Yeah.
Where's the line of the moaning that you can and can't do on network TV?
I don't know, but it was like they recorded some moanings to put in the thing, and we were sitting on the set in the couch, and it was like the actors or whatever, and there's the sound guy, and they're like, "Okay, moan," and you're like, "Oh yeah, oh, don't say words, okay, oh, too big, take it down," like that kind of stuff.
You can't
'Cause they
say
had,
yeah.
Well, they had sensors in there, and they couldn't do certain things, and they, then you didn't know where the line was, but you just did what they told you.